Hey there, everybody. How's it going? It's Brandon Breshears from the Veterinary Marketing Podcast. This is a Friday hangout that we're going to do inside of the Veterinary Marketing Nerds. I hope you're having an awesome day. I'm going to let there be time to get a few people on here. We're going to talk about Facebook pixels. Facebook pixels are awesome, and they do several things that I think you're going to be super excited about. So I'm going to go through and show you how to do them. Hope everybody's having a great day. I have new episodes of the podcast coming out. Let's see, publish this up. So I'm going to publish a poll question. Do you currently use standard event pixels? We'll talk about that today. So, by the way, I was mentioning there before I got sidetracked and trailed off. There's a new podcast episode coming up next week. So be sure to listen. It's about multi-channel marketing. It's a really good episode, I think. I think you're going to love it. So just as you're watching here, I want to make sure that you can hear me, that you're able to see everything. I'm using a Streamlabs OBS, which I've never used before on Facebook Live. So just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. So if you're watching, be sure to comment where you're watching from. Say what's up, and let me know by answering the poll question if you use pixels. So what are pixels? Pixels are a little piece of JavaScript that you put into your website, and you put that typically in the head section. And what it does is when the page loads, that pixel fires, and it lets you do all kinds of cool things. It lets you track specific activities. It lets you track people based on their web browser, and just does cool things in general. So pixels have made marketers' lives a lot easier because it allows you to track events and conversion events specifically. So that's really, really cool. One thing that has been happening a lot is that browsers, like specifically Firefox and Safari, they've got third-party cookie blocking that's going on. So anytime not cookie, but anytime that there's a third-party tracking code on the website, those browsers have said, hey, we're going to stop allowing third-party cookies to track this browser's activities. And so what Facebook and Google have done is that they've made it so that they use your first-party cookies, so they use your website's cookies instead of using third-party tracking tools, which doesn't really make any difference to you specifically. So anyways, we're going to talk about how to install this and how to make it work. So there was 2 comments that the pixel tracking was super difficult to set up. So we're going to talk about it. It's very, very simple. So one kind of way to think about this is that you have 1 pixel per account, okay, which kind of makes things confusing and difficult. But basically, your pixel is going to go on every single page of your website or any content that you have. And this could be landing pages not attached to your URL, but basically per account, you get 1 pixel. And this pixel then gets put across all your pages. And there are so many cool things that you can do with this. So you can track people, you can retarget people, and just really help to make people's experience on the web really customized to what you're doing specifically. So I want to make sure that we can hear me really quick. I want to make sure that the audio's, yep, okay, good. The audio's coming in good. So we're going to jump into how to do this. So first off, like, it sounds complicated. It seems complicated. It's not difficult though. And it's not that complicated. So you can do this. There's a bunch of ways to do it. You can install it directly on the page and put it into the code if you wanted to do that. That's like more robust. You can put it into, if you use WordPress, you can use a WordPress plugin to get it installed. You can put it in Google Tag Manager, so you can install Google Tag Manager on your page. And Google Tag Manager is a great tool. I love it because it helps you to integrate everything into one place. I'm not going to show you Google Tag Manager today. I'm going to use a WordPress plugin. If you have a web developer or web person, you send them this pixel, they'll put it on there. Now, the one thing is, though, they might not be able to put the conversion events on the pages, like the landing page, confirmation page, like you want necessarily. So that's why I like Google Tag Manager, especially when you don't have, maybe 100% control of your website or you're not sure what to do. What Google Tag Manager allows you to do is it allows you to put like a container on your web page, and then you can fill the container basically by going and logging into Google Tag Manager. You add tags there and stuff, so it's pretty cool. All right, so let's jump into pixels here. So I'm going to open up my ads manager, and something that's super embarrassing that I'm going to let you in on a secret. I actually don't have pixels installed on my veterinary marketing podcast page right now. Super embarrassing. I know. Okay, so I'm going to show you here what's going down, where to find this stuff, and everything like that. So here we go. Let's jump into this. I got to do some transitioning stuff. I apologize. I'm a bad multitasker. So let's go right here. I'm going to get better at this, I promise. Okay, dashboard. I want to be in the live screens, not the dashboard. There we go. In my editor. So you will see the page now. I'm going to put there I am. Down in the corner, but still there. Okay. So if you have any questions, by the way, be sure to comment and let me know. And then as you're watching, just say what's up. That would be cool. And be sure to answer the question if you use standard event conversions. Oh, a few things. First, why are standard conversion events important? So it used to be that you would create a pixel each time you put your pixel on a web page. Okay, and that was kind of cool, but there were a few problems with it. So you can still create custom conversion events, okay, but when you create custom conversion events, Facebook has to collect data on what's happening, and so it's just basically like telling Facebook to start over and just find people and optimize for this event. And so it just kind of casts a really wide net, and it doesn't necessarily tell you the best audiences to connect with. And so typically if you're doing custom conversion events, which I see a lot of veterinary practices doing this, I don't think that's the way to do it, simply because with standard conversion events, you get all of Facebook's data. So when you tell Facebook, and I just posted a picture inside of the group here, if somebody wants to, I'll post it up, post a link to it in this. But let me see what, I'm going to need to tell you specifically what the events are here. Let's see. Okay. I can tell you really quick here. So there's like add to cart, view content, complete purchase, complete registration, stuff like that. So what that means is that when you are trying to optimize your campaign for these specific conversion events that are standard, Facebook is collecting data on its users all the time inside of Facebook and Instagram. And so when you go and you're optimizing for complete registration, for example, Facebook knows which group of people are most likely to engage in this way specifically. And one thing too that this does is when you're in there creating ads and campaigns that are focused specifically on like complete registration or add to wish list or donate or all the new standard events that they have, the more specific that you are, I think the better, because it's going to get people that are more likely to perform that event. And then another thing that's really cool too is that you're kind of competing basically on the ad market with people that are going for the other specific events that you're looking to achieve there, which is kind of complicated way of saying like most people in general that are advertisers on Facebook, they're typically trying to sell something. So I mean, I don't know what the percentage is, but a huge percentage of people are trying to actually complete the conversion there. And when they do that, there's a lot more competition for that pixel result. And so if you're doing things like, giving away guides or doing list building or middle of funnel things like that, where you're not actually collecting money and doing a sale, which is a lot of veterinary practices, you're going to be a lot better off because it's less competitive. And so with these standard conversion events, you're going to see a lower cost per lead than if you were trying to sell something directly. So that's kind of cool. For a veterinary practice perspective, you're going to be in a better situation in general, because you're going to be focusing on conversion events that are like to gather information or complete a lead, because most people don't actually have the ability to collect payment for like, prepaying for exams and prepaying for services and stuff like that. So, all right, jumping in here, gonna show you what's up. So inside of Ads Manager, okay, you have all your different things. You have pixels and audiences, okay? And I would love to show you, this account doesn't have client information in it, and I can't necessarily show I think this one's okay. I have one pixel that is for e-commerce site that is related to auto parts. So I think it's not this one. It's in my business manager. So I don't use this one specifically. So this is a good one to show you on. So if you haven't set up your pixel already, it'll say set it up. So you can use an integration or tag manager, manually install the code yourself, or email to your web person. So if you have a web person, email it to them. Say, hey, can you put this on the website? If you don't, you can manually do it yourself. So we have instructions here. This right here is the pixel itself, okay? And this is just a view content pixel, okay? This is not a specific conversion event that's happening. Okay, so we're going to put this up there. So I'm in the Vendor Marketing Podcast right now. I'm going to put this Pixel Caffeine plugin, and I'm going to activate it and make it work. Welcome to Pixel Caffeine. Hey, that's cool. It's by Adespresso. I love Adespresso. Okay. So, pretty cool how this is set up. I've never actually used this, but I dig it so far. So they have custom audiences inside of here, which is kind of cool. And that's based on your cool. So this is kind of cool how it's set up. You can either connect with Facebook and it'll automatically do it, or you can put in your Pixel ID. So you can locate your Pixel ID. If you want to use mine, that's fine, but it's not going to help you because, let's see here. I'm just going to finish here, and I think the Pixel ID actually populates. This is the advanced section. I'll show you how to do that in just a second here. And you know what? I probably should be inside a Business Manager. Real quick here, I'm going to pause this to make sure I'm not showing any sensitive data. So I'm just going to pause this down. And while I do, if you have any questions, you let me know. Switch over here really quick. I should be inside Business Manager. I should, because I'm doing my podcast stuff. Business.facebook.com. Okay. Solid. Okay, let me see. Anybody have any questions? Make sure that my desktop audio is turned off so that you don't hear that. Solid. I don't think you do. Okay. So it looks like we're good so far. Okay. This is inside a Business Manager, so I wanted to use the right pixel for when I do ads. So here's my default pixel. This is my Pixel ID right here. Actually, I'm going to use this one, which is my VMP Pixel Vendor Marketing Podcast. This one I have running on a e-commerce site right now. But you can see specific actions here that we're tracking. We're tracking view content, add to cart, leads, initiate checkout, which is kind of cool. All right, back over to Pixel Helper. I'm listening to myself go here, and it's very confusing. So I'm turning off my audio there. Okay, so I put my Pixel ID, which I got after I set it up. It is, we have different Pixel IDs right there and stuff. So set that up manually, hit enable. I gotta save it first. Save. Okay, so put that in there. So track custom fields. Enabled custom field tracking is cool. Not typically using custom field tracking in general, especially with veterinary hospitals. I mean, that would be cool to do, but typically it's not super beneficial. And there's a thing called Pixel Helper, which is on Chrome. And I can't show my Chrome browsers right now, unfortunately, because for some reason my video card doesn't allow me to show my desktop. I have to actually take a source from the browser, and the only one that'll let me do it is Firefox, which is kind of weird. But anyways, going back over here, we've got this pixel set up. Now, if you don't have WordPress and you just want to copy and paste it, once you create it, it's actually pretty simple to do. So you click manually install a code yourself. Okay, you copy this, and I'll just trying to think of a good way to show you here. I'll show you what it looks like inside a drive so that you can see it more easily. So you're going to place this into your head section on your website. And so there's a bunch of places to do this. If you're inside of Shopify, or if you have Wix, or if you have, all these other things, it's actually pretty simple to place this into the tracking section. And actually, let me show you here. Inside of lead pages, I'll show you a simple instruction here. Let's see here, 31. Okay, good. Let's see which one I want to do. I think it's this one right here. Yep. Wow. I can't believe I've had 21,000 views on that page. That is pretty good, if you ask me. That conversion rate, not so much. That's a lot of views. Okay, so if you're able to find where the tracking section is, and so if you're using Wix or Squarespace or another site like that, you can add tracking to it. So specifically, you're going to put in, oops, I don't want to go into analytics like this. I want to go into lead page options. And again, this is lead pages. It's not something that you're necessarily going to be doing. I'm just trying to show you the tracking instructions. So this is the landing page that people land on, okay? There's different sections, right? So you have the landing page, and then once people go to the landing page, they go to the confirmation page, okay? So the confirmation page is where you need to actually track that confirmation event. And that's going to be a standard event, which is complete registration, is the best one that I've found in general, because complete registration has a lower cost per action typically than a lead, because I think typically marketers are valuing sales at highest, which means that's the most competitive. Below that is leads, because that can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people, like a lead in the loan business, or the real estate business, or you have to think you're competing on the Facebook ad marketplace with everybody out there. So having a lead is valuable to a lot of different businesses. And then complete registration, that's just kind of like lead gen in general. You could do a custom event where you define the specific URL by just placing the standard pixel across all your pages, and then you could create a custom conversion event, which is like youranimalhospital.com/thank you, and that way it tracks when people go to that page, and then it counts it as a conversion. Okay, you just use your standard pixel though, and what Facebook does is it attributes the specific conversion events based on the click activity. So like, for example, all ad accounts by default are set to last click attribution, and what that means is that it's going to count the last click towards that conversion. And so if somebody clicks on an ad, it'll track and attribute that ad specifically to that conversion event. Okay, so you don't have to create one conversion event per ad or per campaign. It's just you put that campaign there, and Facebook is able to track it internally from there, which is kind of cool. All right, so the head tracking, we put in this page, we just copied and pasted that pixel code, okay? So there it is. This is a standard conversion event. Okay, we click done. Boom. We click save. Saved. And now I'm going to see it. I'm going to check this inside of, and I'll screenshot it so you can see it here just a second, and I'll upload it. But I'm going to open it in Chrome to make sure that my pixel helper is working. And Pixel Helper is a Chrome extension that you can download and add on Chrome. So it'll tell you if there's a pixel, if there's a conversion problem, which pixels are found. And I'm going to screenshot this for you right now. So I'm screenshotting this thing. You can see what's up on it. Okay. save this, and then I'll upload it into Google Drive for you on Chrome. It's very confusing here, right? When you have so many ad accounts. Okay, so this is uploaded now. So this is what it looks like, okay? I'm going to try and zoom in here so you can see it pretty well. So you have your page I just updated, and then Pixel Helper clicks and it lets you know what's going on. So we have actually, we have a page view. We have microdata automatically detected. That means like it'll detect name and email and things like that automatically of the person that's installing it, right? So we have this page. I'm just going to opt in here really quick. If you don't have the 3 veterinary marketing blog ideas, you should go get it. It's pretty cool. If you go to veterinarymarketingpodcast.com, it's actually the, if you click the Get Started button, it's the first thing on there. It's pretty helpful, I think, especially if you ever have writer's block or something on what to be creating. Okay, so this is the blog ideas thank you page. I wanted to actually see what this was. So this currently doesn't have a pixel installed on it, so we're going to install a complete registration pixel, okay? And I'll show you how to do these advanced events here. Okay. So let's go back to the other lead pages that we have so they can show you how to install it. And by the way, if anybody has questions as we're going here, I'm not sure if anybody does. Be sure to answer the questions. Ask your questions. I'll get to them as much as possible. Or if this is in the future, you're seeing a recording of this, let me know. Blog. See here. Blog ideas. Thank you. Interesting how those numbers don't match up. Make sure it's the right page. It is. Very good. Okay. So we're going to edit it, and we're going to put in a standard conversion event. Just loading up here. All right. So as we're going here, we're just checking a few things. Let me take a look here. Into Add Espresso for a second. Okay. Okay, so this is actually really simple to do. So inside of this, you have your, conversion goal done. This is a conversion goal. We are going to do lead page options. We're going to place a tracking code here. And, okay. So I already have a tracking code in here. I'm just going to reinstall it for y'all so you can see what's going on here. So we take this standard code, we copy it. Okay. And I think what I had actually going on in the past was that I was using a URL-based pixel, which is not going to be supported here. So if you're thinking about doing that in the future, you can set up custom conversion events, but I was using URL tracking, and that's not the right way to do it. So I'm going to show you the right way to do it here. So you take this original the original code here, you paste it on there. Where is it? Close down some of these windows because we are, there it is. Okay. So you put this in the head section right there, okay? And it's very simple. You go to the continue. And then right here are the events that you'd like to track. And I would like to track complete registrations. So it tells you basically, you just put it on the page and just copy and paste it and put it on there directly below that other pixel code event. And then it's done. Then you hit save. And we publish and view it really quick, and I'll show you. Okay. And so I'm going to have to go and show you in Pixel Helper. Let me go back here and just double check and test that it's working. Oops, that's not the valid URL. Come on. This is the URL. Just double check that it's working here. It's active. Hooray. It's working. Okay. So we have that, and I'll show you what it looks like with Pixel Helper. Okay. I'm going to go back here, copy and paste this page, open it in Chrome, because again, if you're just looking here, we're going to use a Pixel Helper to verify that the pixel is working, and I'll show you what it looks like there. So those are called standard conversion events, and the reason that you're going to want to do standard conversion events, beauty. So I'm going to print screen this right now, and you'll take a look and see what's going on with that. Okay, so go back over here to Drive really quick and upload this image that I just screenshotted. Sorry about that cough. Just getting over a cold. All right. So these standard conversion events are only going to go on the confirmation page. This is what it looks like here. I'm going to zoom in for you. So we have the standard event, which is page view. And then we also have the complete registration pixel activity that's happening. And we're tracking that again through this, which is Pixel Helper right here. Okay. So that's as difficult as it is. You just put those conversion events on the confirmation page. And that's it. Pretty cool. So it's very, very simple. Now, what can you do with these pixels once you then have it set up? Well, now we have audiences and things that we can be using. So if we go into our asset manager, we can create audiences of these people. And I'll show you what's up. And then also we can, at the same time as create audiences, we can also create ads that are tracking specific conversion events, which is kind of cool. So we create a custom audience. So we go to create audience, custom audience. Okay, and then we have website traffic. So we just specifically place those pixels on the website. So that pixel, I'm going to use my default pixel. I don't know which account that is for. So you can choose people that visited specific web pages. And the cool thing about this too is, like, let's say you're doing a blog on your website, for example. If you have a naming convention set up for your pages, so it's like youranimalhospital.com / as long as you include the word dogs in your URL. So if the URL contains the word dogs, it'll show like content or ads to people that have looked at pages that have the word dogs in it, in your URL specifically. Okay, so you need to have like a naming convention, and that's smart for SEO in general when you're trying to target specific keywords and create content that is built around specific keywords. If you use that, it helps you though. But you don't, so you could do multiple URLs. You could do just all of your traffic. Now there's some interesting things too. So you have your standard events that we were just talking about. And then we have people that spent time. So they automatically will categorize people based on how much time they spend and the interaction that they have within your website. So you have a top 25%, 10%, 5% of people, which is kind of cool. You can do all website visitors, all website traffic in the past 300 days. I'm sorry, 30 days. The farthest back that you can go is, no, it's 180. If you're doing like retargeting on Facebook, you can go back up to a year with engagement on Facebook, but website traffic, it's just 180 days. Okay, that's kind of cool. So you just do website visitors and then name it specifically what you're creating. So then hit create audience. So depending on how much traffic you have going to your website, you can take this traffic and then create lookalike audiences with it if you want to. And so that's this right here, which is you can create lookalike audiences. You choose the source of your pixel, for example, web traffic, certain groups of web traffic, certain groups of people who've engaged with your page or your videos or your content, and then create a lookalike audience of people. And now it's going to be all people all across the US. So when you use this filter, when you use custom audiences like lookalike audiences, you're absolutely going to want to make sure to put a geographic filter on top of this info. So do the 10 mile radius around your practice using a lookalike audience. It typically is pretty effective if you want to try and test out new audiences. I guess it just really depends on your specific town and your situation, where you're living and working at. So if you have any questions right now, let me know. I'm going to see if there's any questions wrapping up here. I'm going to wrap this up. All right. So if you have questions, let me know. Hey, Bruce, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing great. How is it up there in Michigan? All right. But I'm going to wrap this up. And if anybody has any questions later on down the road, if you're watching a replay of this, if you're still not sure what to do or how to install a pixel on your website, let me know. I will say that this is the beginning of the holiday season, specifically within marketing. So if it's cold up there, man, it dropped down to 61 degrees today. So I put on my coat, and I almost froze to death this morning. I'll make it, though. Don't worry. I think, though, as I was talking about, I think that through this holiday season, typically it's usually about the middle of September until, I'd say, about the second week of January, ad costs just go up dramatically because everybody is out there pushing out Black Friday sales, doing list building, just trying to get their content out there, and then doing heavy holiday marketing activities. So that's kind of a bummer, but expect it. If you want to try and counteract that, I think that one strategy that would be pretty cool to do is just do a lot more content-based marketing, where you're doing content with the call to action inside the content. So if you're going to do a live video, or if you're going to do videos or engaging pictures, that's where you put in the call to action. So anyways, I think that's going to probably do it, unless there's any other questions. And if there's not, then have a great day, and I hope this was helpful. If you have anything else that you're having trouble with or struggling with, let me know by commenting and just saying what's up. Be sure to look for Monday's podcast episode where I talk about multi-channel marketing. And what that means is that you're using not just one channel of paid ads, hopefully, to get your clients. That way you're diversified so that you're not stuck if things change dramatically. And I think there are some pretty huge changes coming to Facebook as a platform. So that's it. All right. Thanks, Bruce. See you later, everybody. Have a great day. And maybe I'll start doing more live streams in here. I think I will, now that I got this thing figured out. Okay. Talk to you guys later. Have a great day.